This week on Cartoon Dumpster Dive, we cover the cartoon Sheep in the Big City.
Sounds more like a billy goat.
Whatever. Everybody's a fucking critic. Joel.
Yes, Andrew.
We have somewhat of a first today.
Oh, really? What's
This
that?
is a requested episode from a review.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, this review comes from Apple Podcast. Seth Keno. Loving the show. You should do an episode on sheep in the big city. I feel like it's an underappreciated show that almost lost to time. You know what, Seth? You right. This show is goddamn hilarious.
You are 100% right. This show, especially it also being lost to time, because I completely forgot this show was a thing.
It's it did not run long. Not many people remember it. The people who do remember it fondly.
Yep.
I would say maybe a criticism is the animation, but if you know the guy and his previous works, that's his style.
Yep.
So how do we review the theme song if the theme song changes every episode?
You talking about the very beginning?
The very beginning, Sheep is watching TV,
Yep.
and it's always unrelated and different. But I guess it does jump into somewhat of a theme.
Yep. And we can let you guys hear that right now.
Bada bing, bada boom, let's hear that theme.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Is that our new let's hear that
bing,
theme?
bada boom, let's hear that theme.
Been watching too much Sopranos. That's what that really is.
And if you order now, you'll also get a free set of forks and this lamp. Yeah, and my puppy. I'll give you my puppy and my boat. I'll give you anything. Just please take the toothpick. No, don't press the remote, please. I'm begging you, please.
Sheep in the big city.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the theme.
That's
It's
it.
not bad.
No, it's not a bad theme. Honestly, I would probably give it a 6.
Yeah, I'm right there with you at a 6. It's
Yeah.
good. It's definitely, it's not the worst we've heard. It's not the best we've heard. I will say, you know what it really kind of reminds me of?
What?
Mission Hill.
Yeah, Mission Hill. I got almost a Seinfeld-esque Frasier intro. It's weird.
Very true. Just like a jazzy city life.
Exactly. Which, what could you ask for more when you're talking about the cartoon Sheep in the Big City?
That's true. He's in a big city
And he's just a
called
sheep.
The Big City.
The Big City.
So, Joel, how did this get made?
So, Andrew, this was of course, American animated television series. It was actually created by Mo Willems.
Okay.
All right. It was actually for Cartoon Network, or part of Cartoon Network's Cartoons series. It was the 9th, series that Cartoons had released. Released on November 17th, 2000. Ran for 2 seasons, 26 episodes. Okay?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
So Mo Willems little interesting about him because he was actually coming off of Nickelodeon's. You remember Nickelodeon's Kablam, which was
Yeah, it was a series of shorts. He did the offbeats. I knew that the second I looked at how the farmer was designed.
So you are correct. I do not remember offbeats.
So they were like a bunch of losers,
Okay.
but it was the same thing. Like they're like the narrator was just some jazz guy, and he'd be like, "These are the kids who fall off the beaten path. They go to the rhythm of their own drum. They're the offbeats." And they were all like different in personalities. And one of the kids, I remember one of the kids was really quiet, and then he'd shout. And then there were the popular kids with the antagonists, and they were always like, "Look at your piece of shit shoes," or something, as popular kids are wont to do. And yeah.
Okay, see,
I was more of a Prometheus and Bob kind of guy, personally.
Kablam.
Yeah. What about you?
What was the action hero ones that was like the actual toys?
Action Force? That was a good one. All I remember is the Flash. He's super strong and super naked. And then there was the Melter, who had the power to melt.
I think me and my brothers, we used to do like our own version of that. My parents got a video camcorder, and we would take our toys and we would do wrestling matches with them.
Kablam was fun. Maybe we should do an episode on Kablam. What do you think?
I would love it.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
So, Mo Hill, he had been in the industry for a little bit. He actually started out doing a stage comedy in the 80s. Just, worked his way, started making short films for Sesame Street, and writing for the Muppets. And he basically, just kept, expanding his network there until finally he wrote the, helped with the offbeats on Nickelodeon. And then pitched this idea to Cartoon Network. And
I wish there were a modern day, like cartoons or Nick's Picks. Like something that, like, rather than an animator going onto YouTube and being like, so this is how a show usually gets made for an animator on YouTube, is they do like a short, and then they beg you on Patreon to like help fund it on a Kickstarter. And I'm just wondering, because animation is really hurting nowadays. You see it. I mean, our algorithms might be a little different than yours because we do this show, but I get a bunch of animation news, and you've got like Union coming up, and you've got Union, like, it's almost like the Wild West days of animation are over.
Yeah.
And like people are getting a little bit more respect, unless you're Mappa, the anime studio. They're going to work those poor guys to death.
Yeah.
And, but like, I feel like Netflix could do like here are like 6 animated shorts, and you vote on them. You vote, and it's just like through your remote. Be like, is this the one you want to fucking just a green light and get a series out of it? And it's just like you just submit it. You just whatever. Dude, is it an adult animation? There could even be like categories. Like, this is an adult animation. This is a kid's animation. This is a young adult, teen, coming of age animation. Because you could have like a BoJack Horseman, an Avatar like show, and then like a kid show, like a little whatever.
Trying to think of a kid show on Netflix.
I'm trying to, like, a Bluey. I mean, maybe not Bluey. Like, I love Bluey personally, but I'm just saying, like, we got a lot of good shows from cartoons, and Nick Picks, in like the summer Cartoon Network summer pick.
Yeah.
I think that's where Robot Jones came from. And like we don't really have that. We don't really have shit taking a chance anymore. Most of the shit that gets greenlit, it all looks like Rick and Morty to me.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. They all look like fucking Rick and Morty, and they're all very painfully unfunny.
Yeah, it really has. It seems like animation has kind of like separated itself into almost like it will look like this show, will look like this show, will look like this show. There's no like, back, I mean, we've covered so many of these cartoons now where you see it, where it's the animation, it just, all of them look different from each other.
Different enough.
Yeah.
I mean, this show is incredibly different.
Yep. Well, this
show would do also, by the way, when we get into it, I just want to say this show would kill in today's today's zeitgeist.
I agree. But Andrew, that's kind of the creation of this.
Yeah.
But, because I do want to get into this show. So hit us with the voice actors.
So the voice cast of Sheep in the Big City are Kevin Seal is General Specific, Sheep, Ranting Swede. We have Mo Williams as Angry Scientist and Pigeon and himself.
Okay.
James Godwin is Private Public and Farmer John. Ken Schultz is Ben Platt's oxymoron spokesman, narrator. And finally, we have Stephanie DeBarzuro. Sorry, Stephanie. Lady Richington, Swanky, Lisa Renzel, and Screaming Woman. So one little tidbit about this show, so the animation service for this series was handled by a Korean animator, Studio Rough Draft. This cartoon was the first cartoon produced by the animation studio Curious Pictures, who goes on later to produce one of my favorite shows, codename Kids Next Door.
I was wondering when you was going to bring that up.
Oh, right at the top. So, here we go. Sheep in the Big City. What's it about, Joel?
A sheep in the
It's
a
big sheep
city?
that goes to the city. Why does he have to go? What is the conflict that brings this humble sheep to the city? Is it dreams of grandeur? Is it maybe he wants to be an acting career? Or perhaps see how well he does in the stock market?
Okay.
No, it's none of those things.
All right. Why
The sheep, named Sheep because he looked so much like a sheep, is on the run from the military.
Okay.
He is pivotal in the newest ray gun that is powered by sheep, an untapped energy source for military destruction. And not only, sheep is the only sheep that can fit in the ray gun.
What?
There you go. So he runs to the big city and he tries to hide from General Specific, the main villain. And the military tries to catch this sheep so they can put him in his ray gun and use it for military purposes.
Okay.
And Sheep has an odd variety of jobs. He finds love. My favorite job that he had was he would run around a circle so insomniacs could count him.
Yeah.
So here we go. Okay. The humor in this show, its biggest thing is it's literal.
Yes.
So anytime you think there's a metaphor, it's actually just that. In the very first episode, the military tries to catch Sheep, And General Specific goes, I'm surrounded by buffoons. And then it pans out, and he's surrounded by these guys who are like, buh, buh. And they're actual buffoons, and Private Public is like, sorry, sir, I'll try to get them out of there as fast as I can. It's got a lot of fourth wall breaks, which I somehow didn't find annoying. Because if you know me personally, I have grown to hate the fourth wall break. Because it's gotten to the point where it's Deadpool's fault.
Yep.
But it's one of those, like, I don't know if you've ever seen the meme where it makes fun of films when it says, like, capitalism breeds innovation. Yep. And it's like 4 pictures of a guy in a car with a CGI cartoon. That's what Deadpool did with the fourth wall. Everybody was like, ooh, we got to do that because that's what the kids like. Kids like meta humor. And it's just like, yeah, if it's written well, you're not a good writer, so this sucks.
Yep.
But Sheep in the big cities got really great fourth wall breaks. So one fourth wall break that I thought was pretty great is Sheep gets a reason. They say it this way. They go, he gets a reasonably priced apartment in the big city. And the narrator's like, whoa, okay. I can accept the fact that the military needs a specific Sheep to power a ray gun. I can even accept that he's not caught immediately and can disguise himself wherever he goes. But I will not tell these people that Sheep got a reasonable apartment in the big city. There's no way. You can find someone else. And he quits. And for briefly, another guy narrates the episode until he gets beaten up by the narrator, and the narrator comes back. He's like, thanks for having me back.
That's hilarious.
The generals, that was my favorite running gag, is the other generals. Like, there's General Electric. There's just like, what were the other generals' names? There was a guy named Oxymoron in it.
Let's see, those General Lee Outrageous.
Yeah. Stuff like that. And they're not even like that potent.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of in it, but they're mainly background characters.
It's just, I feel like it was just a character where it was just like,
there's a minor, major television event, major attitude, general dentistry, general public. Another thing was a plot device that the mad scientist is an angry scientist, and he gets really upset. You call him a mad scientist.
That's hilarious.
But it's just a bunch of adventures about Sheep just trying to live his life in the big city, which would have actually been a good enough show without throwing in he's on the run from the military.
Well,
that's just extra icing. Like, they could have made him leave for anything. He could have just had dreams of grandeur. Like, he could have just been tired of farm life. But they added that extra, like, oomph of like, oh, and by the way, he's on the run from the United States military because they want to weaponize him. So in a way, Joel, he's like the Hulk.
He is like the Hulk.
On the run. Could this be the day that General Specific captures our woolly friend?
I'll just never not traveler, basically.
Can't keep a job. He probably can't get a credit card, just like Bruce Wayne at the very beginning, or Bruce Banner, excuse me.
I'm not gonna lie, he's sounding less and less like the Hulk and more just like a hobo, basically.
He has an apartment.
Oh, well.
I mean, Bruce Banner was basically a hobo in the beginning of the Hulk. He was homeless. Why would you even bother getting a home if that's a condition you have? It's like, by the way, I want to rent this apartment, but I have a medical condition that if I get stressed, I turn into a 10-foot tall green giant and destroy everything within a 20-mile radius. And the landlord would be like, I'm not going to give you that. Sheep has a better chance because all he is, he might eat the carpet.
That's about
thinking
it.
It's grass.
Maybe poop in the floor.
But like he's a sheep, so it's like little pellets.
Yep.
They're easy to handle.
Yeah, there you go. Just get another sheep to come in and eat it. Maybe.
Yeah. Do sheep eat poop?
I don't know.
I think any animal really eats poop.
Yep. I've seen, I think, every type of animal eat poop. So,
how do you feel about the style of this show, Joel?
So, I actually remember watching this on TV. It wasn't until I watched like some of this and I was like, oh my God, I remember actually watching this.
Right.
Let me put it like this. When I was, 10, when this thing came out, didn't really dig the animation.
Okay. I could see people turning this off because of how it looks. I really can.
But going back, I guess, being older, understanding different stuff now, I appreciate it a lot more. I appreciate this whole show a lot more going back and rewatching it.
It's like a baby's first Aqua Teen. If you think about it, like it's very random and like it's nonsensical, excuse me. And it's like, it's just out there and it embraces it. It doesn't try to make you think. It's just a dumb fucking show. And that's all it needs to be. Like sometimes comedy doesn't have to be deep. Sometimes shit can just be funny.
Yep.
And then you just, it's a little random and it's a little epic bacon random, as I've heard it been called before, but it's okay. Cause it's like sometimes you want to just kind of like watch something where you're like, this is a weed show. Okay. It's a weed show. It's a show you get high and you watch it. You don't got to remember anything. You just get baked off your ass. You have a few edibles. You watch it normal. And then you watch it like 40 minutes in and you're high as balls and it's fucking even better. Just like when you eat a gas station taquito. They're okay sober, but when you're high, ooh, doggy.
That's the best taquito you've ever had in your entire
life. You goddamn right. You goddamn right it is. Yep. Ain't nothing better than a fucking high as balls gas station taquito. Mm-hmm. You mark my words. If you don't smoke weed, and you want to try it, that's where you go first.
Making me want to go get a taquito now.
It does. It makes me want to go get a taquito too.
Yep.
I can't. It's a little too late at night and everybody's asleep. But I got a QT down the street. You know what I'm saying?
Like at this point, you might be getting the bad taquitos.
There's no such thing as a gas station. They start off tasting that way.
I know, but I'm talking about, the longer they sit out there, the longer they just like cook and cook.
Yeah. And you get a nice dry one.
Yeah, you just get a dry one. No, you gotta get them when they like first go out there, like 10 minutes after they put them on the rack. Then they'll
also, I like it when a dude voices an animal. They don't get an animal. They just get a guy. They're like, baa like a sheep. And he's like, he did good. He did a good job, old Kevin Seal, of emoting with just one word. He'd be like, bah. He had a lot of inflection. That's talent as a voice actor. Talent.
Do you think Kevin Seal does any other animals?
I don't know.
Do you think he does a seal?
He might. Like what I realized we haven't done yet?
What?
Their other works.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I mean, we can do it. I got them pulled up.
Do it now.
Which is a great segue to go way late into our other work segment of the Voice Cast. It's very late. I apologize, everyone.
We just really wanted to get into this show.
Yeah.
It's very often we find a show that isn't
that we like. That's also unknown. That's always good. So their other works are Kevin Seal is the minister in the movie Laggies. Mo Willems he did a lot of, he writes more than he acts.
Yeah,
you know
he's
what
got
I'm saying?
He's been writing children's books.
Joel, you brought it up. His most other notable works is he was a writer on Sesame Street and he was a writer on Kids Next Door. So that he's a writer.
Yep.
He just was on Sheep in the Big City because he made it.
Yep.
James Goodwin was a barn vampire in Stakeland, and he was in the art department of the Happy Time Murders.
Okay.
Kevin Schultz is additional crew in The Gray Zone. A lot of these are just they're just a guy to do a voice, which sometimes goes it's a little bit more authentic when you're just I got my friends and we somehow made it to get a show.
Yep.
And finally, Stephanie D'Abruzzo was Duck Tuck in Donkey Ho-Dee, which is another kid show. I think my son likes that show. It's puppets.
Oh, more puppets.
Oh,
These
yeah.
damn puppets.
Children love puppets, my dude. Children love a funny thing that looks funny.
Yeah.
They're look at that goofy fucking guy. That's what every kid says in their head before they can talk. Then you got to teach them not to swear.
It's like a baby.
I'm going to have to teach my kids not to swear at least.
It's like Baby Genius. God, that one movie, Baby
Geniuses?
Yep. I don't know why I'm having such a difficult time saying that word, Andrew.
It's late at night.
Must be.
So, Joel, we can go to your new reoccurring segment, reviews that are good and reviews that are bad.
You've been waiting a long time to use that one, haven't
you? Yeah.
Yep. So 1 out of 10 stores. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's a little lengthy, but I just wanted to read a little section from it.
Okay.
It's titled "Dolly Lasted Longer Than This Drive." With a humor that would appeal to an exclusive small audience, the average viewer will find it pointless and monotonous. When Cartoon Network advertised this show, it was made to look as if it was a major drama or event, complete with a rear rain scene and government officials trying to catch the sheep. I don't remember that advertisement.
Yeah, I don't either. I feel maybe he just read too far into it.
Well, yeah. I would be interested to see if Cartoon Network did advertise that. That would be cool if they did. But I think for the time this show came out, he was very right on pole. This show was.
This show was before its time. I agree. Its humor is way advanced for what was out on TV in 2000, for sure.
Yep. And then a 10 out of 10, Andrew. Because let me tell you, it does have its own little cult following.
Oh, yeah, of course.
This is a 10 out of 10 titled So Awesome and Hilarious. One of the best shows from Cartoon Network since 2000 through 2002. This show reminds me of Shaun the Sheep, even though Sheep in the Big City came first. The show is cool, excellent, incredible, and nice.
Nice. So, here's the thing, Joel.
Yeah.
I often think about this with shows that are before their time and then try to make a comeback now that it's time.
Yeah.
I saw it with Arrested Development. Everyone said that show was before its time. And it was a really good show. And then it comes back. It is time. But unfortunately, enough time has passed that other shows have tried to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like this, if for possible, for whatever reason, the Sheep in the Big City, do you feel like it needs to make a comeback, or
No.
do you feel like it just stays where it's at?
Stay where it's at, because I think first off, I think Mo has probably moved on with his life.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure he would probably like to see, maybe more popularity, like more people appreciating this.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know. I feel like it's one of those shows, leave it where it's at. Because,
yeah, that's smart.
like you've mentioned, there has been this style of humor. We see this so much nowadays.
Okay, I got another question then. So Cartoon Network is doing this thing on network television where it's like the nostalgia block.
Okay.
Do you think Sheep in the Big City makes the cut? Or do you think they're just going to do Courage, Ed, Edd and Eddy, something else?
I would be very surprised if you saw Sheep in the Big City on it.
26 episodes. That's a pretty good time slot. I mean, it's like right before. So Cartoon Network is done, and then it's like right before Adult Swim starts, and it's just like this little nice pocket. Because you can't show Ed, Edd and Eddy forever. I mean, there's only so many episodes of it and Courage. I feel like it should. I don't know if it will, but it should, because that kind of curveball. Because then you're like, oh shit, I remember that show. I mean, outside of listening to us, who else is going to talk about this show?
I know. Honestly, it's one of those things. Something like that, like just replaying it, I'm fine with that. I would just
but don't go for a reboot. I don't really. There's a lot of shows that like I don't want them to come back. I know that there's like this pseudo sequel to Ed, Edd and Eddy called Peach Creek. That's pretty good, but that's about as far as I want a thing like that. I don't want an official production thing.
No, and sometimes it's best to just, what's that saying? Let laying dogs lie. Sometimes it's best.
Or just end on a good note. I'm sure Sheep in the Big City ended on a pretty good note.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch all of them. I was pretty pressed for time.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts on Sheep in the Big City?
Check it out. You've mentioned it. If you like kind of just that like on the nose humor and, breaking the fourth wall, just that ridiculousness, check it out. I think
it's a fun time.
Yeah, it's at least worth a shot if you if that's your style. But yeah, you
get high and watch it. Do drugs and watch it. Do weed and watch it. Weed's barely a drug. It just makes you giggle and eat a bunch. There's a few people who get super paranoid, but it might not be you. So get high, watch Sheep in the Big City. Get high with your friends and watch Sheep in the Big City.
There you go.
Is it bad? Can we get in trouble for this?
For telling people to
I don't fucking care. Get high and watch Sheep in the Big City.
We'll just tell people that's for the people where it's legal. Disclaimer.
Yeah, there you go. You're over the age of whatever you need to be.
Is weed legal in your state? Then listen to this.
Wink.
Wink.
But yeah, I believe that wraps up Sheep in the Big City. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/cartoondd. There we have a $5 tier that gets you access to our Discord, stickers and pins mailed to your house, and a special cartoon dumpster dive bag. Bonus episodes and episodes with extended audio. We have a website where you can send in requests or place a 5-star review. There, you can send a request for a cartoon you want us to watch, to review. 2 cartoons that go head to head in a junkyard brawl. Somebody you want us to try to interview. Sky's the limit. We have a Twitter or X handle, Cartoon DD. We have a Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, all Cartoon Dumpster Dive. And as always, thank you for a 5-star review on the podcasting platform of your choice. Apple lets you write them down to get requests. But Spotify lets you answer questions. So you know what? If we start getting more answers to Spotify questions, we'll look at those for episode requests. We'll do it all for you, the listener, because we love you real, real bad.
God.
Have a great rest of your week.
See you.
If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/cartoondd. Day. Cartoon Day. Try that again.
This has been a Lughole podcast.